Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Tuesday, October the 24th, 2023. Tuesday, October 24th. Well, Martin decides to pay Michael a visit. And Michael was getting ready to call his dad, to let him know I have something to tell you. And Martin says, you might want to think twice about opening up that hornet's nest. And Michael looked at him. He goes, look, this woman is the same woman that cut your little sister out of Ava Jerome's belly. She's capable of that. She's capable of a lot. She's the same woman that kept your father away from his family for almost a year. You back her into a corner. You take everything away from her. She's going to react like a woman with nothing to lose. So I want you to think about what you're going to do. And Michael kind of just look, I know how to handle Nina. And Martin is kind of like, well, look, I warned you. Because, see, truth be told, Sonny really is going to be the only one who's going to be able to put Nina in her place and keep her there. Especially when he turns into mob boss Sonny against her. So I'm not happy the way they're having Michael play this. Michael did go to Sonny's and he wanted to tell, but see, Nina was there earlier. She gave him this frame with Donna and Wiley in it from the wedding. And I have a frame for Carly as well. And Michael and Willow of Wiley and Carly of Donna. Oh, she's just, you know, I sure do. I sure do. Now, think about this. I sure do want to give a framed picture of your daughter, flower girl, at my wedding. And I want you to put it in your house, Carly. So every time you look at that picture of pretty little Donna, you know that's at my wedding to Sonny. And Willow, and really, and Michael, even though you were there, I also want Carly to see that picture every time she comes to your house. Nina does nothing without having a hidden meaning behind it. And as soon as she said what she said, I said, "Ooh, I see what's she's doing. I see exactly what she's doing." Sunny doesn't, of course. Oh, she's so thoughtful. She's so nice. No, that ain't thoughtful and nice. She knows exactly what she's doing. Because see, Michael and Willow were there. I'm sure they have plenty of pictures of their son Wiley from the wedding. They didn't need her to do what she did, right? So anyway, Sonny is just talking about how he's a changed person and he has just never been so happy. The happiest day was his wedding day to Nina and they were all there. He goes, I don't want not taking nothing against your mother, but Nina has changed me. Isn't he still my boss, Sonny? Right? Getting ready to be deadlier. Nina hasn't changed anything in Sonny, right? No, she hasn't. And thank goodness she hasn't. So Michael just heard him gushing, 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 oh, blah, blah. And so finally he goes, but oh, wait, you came here to tell me something. And Michael says, you know what? I'll handle it on my own. I got to get back to work. So then he leaves a voice message for Nina, right? And I'm like, no, he should have told Willow. And then he should have told Carly. And then deal with Nina. Make Sonny the last to know. But blackmail never works. It always backfires. So no black, but you know what? I could tell the old writers are back. I can tell. Because this is exactly the scenario that they would write. And it's a horrible one. It really is. So anyway, we have let's see, Nina is coming out. She's all upset, she's upset, and Martin is there at the bar, and she goes, Martin, how could I know what you've done? And he's thinking Michael's talked to her. There were some contracts he was supposed to have filed by end of day yesterday, important contracts. He didn't file them. He didn't meet the deadline. That's because, look, he was too busy worried about him spilling the beans on Nina. He forgot what he was really supposed to do. So she says, you did not meet the deadline. And he was kind of like, whew. He goes, no, look, Nina, Miss Reeves, I know the CEO of that company. This was a blunder on my part. I will smooth it over. There will be no damages, no repercussions on me filing late on behalf of Crimson. She goes, good, just make sure you take care of it. So he's thinking, dodge that bullet, right? That's what he was thinking. So we have no. Laura questioned Scott about Scott. How could you represent Cyrus? And he goes, well, I can't be chasing ambulances for the rest of my life, And so she goes, wait a minute. He had Martin give away all of his money. How did you get paid? Remember, I asked that question. How did he get paid? Well, remember that fund that Cyrus put all his money in to help prisoners? Well, guess who was one of the first and largest beneficiary of that, meaning getting the benefits of it? He was. Laura goes, of course, he would donate his money to a nonprofit organization that would benefit him. Of course he would. Right? So that's how Scott got paid. So she's just disappointed in Scott, and he's like, oh, and Lucy's supposed to be signing her 1% of ELQ stock over, and to get the 49% of deception. And she was hesitating, and by the time Scott got back, she was gone and took his expensive pen. So let me see. Chase. Oh, this was so boring. Lois invites Chase to come over for the afternoon because he had 3-4 hours free. And Brooklyn was working on some material for Blaze. And she goes, and Lois is buttoned in, and Brooklyn told her, don't you dare mention don't you mention Tracy and deception. Do not mention that to Chase. Well, what? She goes, Ma, I'm telling you, if you do, you think I'm mad not talking to Granny? I put you right there in that category. You leave Chase out of all of this. And Lois is like, well, okay, Brookie. And I'm thinking, I don't actually like Lois's character at all. Not at all. And then they're having her butt in and just needless. She's not needed on the show. Boot her out. I would rather have seen more of a triangle between her, Ned, and Olivia than all of this meddling. Just so Chase, he's, because, Chase, maybe you could sing it. And Brooklyn's like, Chase is a detective now, not a singer. Because she goes, Blaze's, you've sang with her, so you know what song would work well. And I'm thinking, how would Chase know that? That's Brooklyn's job. And he goes, well, I wouldn't know more than Brooklyn. She goes, no, Brooklyn knows music in and out, but you've sang with Blaze. It made no sense. So Chase sang the song that I fast forwarded the entire song. Fast forward, right? Ridiculous. And Brooklyn's still playing on that chinky, clanky, chanky piano, electric piano. It's ridiculous. That is a mansion. There should be a dedicated computer studio room with live studio equipment in it. But no, we got to have this, something you give to a 10-year-old kid to say, here, learn how to play the piano. That's what she's playing on. And it sounded like it too. So that was just filler, useless. And then Lucy comes stomping into the house. Yuri let her in, and she is yelling, talking about what a thief Brooklyn is. She this, she that. She's caught the mess of all this. Where's Tracy? And they're like, Tracy's in New York for the day. Well, of course she is, but I wanted her to see this. But you know what? You're just as low down as she is, talking to Brooklyn. And Lois is like, hey, don't talk about my. She goes, Ma, stay out of it. And Chase wanted to kind of stand up and defend Brooklyn. And Brooklyn's like, no, I deserve everything she's saying to me. Just leave her alone. Let her say it. So she signs it on the jury's back. Come here, big man. Signs it, scribbles her name, kind of crinkles the paper and throws it across the room in Brooklyn. Lois catches it. Like, oh, hey, hot potatoes, got it. She got it. And Lucy goes storming out. And I may have said Tracy a minute ago. Lucy goes storming out. Theatrics. Shut up, Lucy. Who cares about you? Maxie's the only one that has any sense out of all of you in the first place. So Portia goes to has lunch at home. She leaves to come have lunch, really early dinner. Um, she just says she wanted to spend some time with her babe. But yet she doesn't tell him about a threat, Cyrus Renault. She doesn't tell him at all. I guess she feels he's holed up in this house. So he don't need to know, and I guess he don't look at the internet. He gets no news flashes of anything, as if he's not going to find out. So they have, and he asked her, "What's wrong?" And she went, "No, not." She goes, "No, I mean, just want to have lunch with my babe, my husband." No. So they have a good lunch. She's leaving because she gets a text from the hospital, and she says, "I'll be home late tonight." And as she's leaving, Laura comes, and so she goes, tells Laura Curtis is off the patio. She was happy Laura was there because she felt Curtis could use her company. And I'm thinking, really? Now Cyrus Renault was her brother. Aren't you gonna throw some shade at Laura? Aren't you? Because her brother's the one that held her gunpoint and was gonna shoot her daughter. And her brother's the one that shot Curtis. But I guess all of that accusations only belongs to Spencer. And then Sonny throwing shade Sonny's way. That's Portia. But then she proceeds to tell Laura, but don't tell him about Cyrus. Curtis has a lot on his plate. He doesn't need to know about that now. And I'm surprised Laura agreed with that. She's like, oh, okay, because no, that's something as a friend. We've been through Greenland and all kind of things. Her and Curtis, they've known each other for a hot minute. That's one thing I am gonna tell you. FYI, be diligent. My brother's out, pretending to be a changed man that found God. But Curtis has a right to know. And look, next time Jordan sees him, guess who's gonna tell? Jordan, because that's something he should know. That's something Trina should know as well. But see, Portia is Portia. And when Curtis heard Laura's voice, there was like this peace, Laura. Like he's getting ready to see a long lost friend. And they had a really good conversation. And she apologized, for not being there when he got shot. She says, but me expressing how much I mean to you, I didn't want to do it on the phone. See, and so Curtis says, Portia told me, all the various times she called to check up on me. She goes, Curtis, you're a dear friend. And because he's like, I may have to spend the rest of my life in this chair. And she says, it's a little early, but no matter what, Curtis, you are going to make the best of your life. I know you are, my friend. So really tender conversation between them. I liked it. The best part was Cyrus is back at the hospital, or actually it looks like he's still at the hospital. He was still at the hospital after talking to Portia earlier, right? Austin pulls him in a back room and has a scalpel ready to cut him, said, "You didn't keep up to your end of the bargain after everything I did for you. You are walking around here free now because of me. And you could not honor your commitment to me." And Cyrus is looking like, okay, what commitment are you talking about? You ordered for Mason to kill Ava after you gave me your word? And Cyrus says, okay, you know what? Goodness, I didn't know this you had this in you. I thought it was just medical school, like, medical stuff I can get from you. He goes, kudos, I can see you really care about Ava. He says, however, what you are going to do is take your hands away from me. That's what you are going to do right now. And you are going to take me to your cousin's room so I could see him. So then the next scene it shows Austin taking Cyrus into Mason's room. And Mason's laying there, and Cyrus sits down beside him and bumps him to wake him up. And Mason looks at him like, uh-oh. Like, oh my God, boss. He said, oh no, he's out, he's here, right? And he's talking to him. And Austin is standing at the foot of the bed. And he tells him, Mason, your cousin was rather forceful with me because he feels that I ordered you to kill Ava Jerome. He says, Austin, I want you to repeat my last instructions, my last orders to you. And Mason looked, he goes, you said to take Ava. He says, you said to take her home. And Austin looked at Mason. He goes, that's right. I said to take her home. See, I made an arrangement, a deal with your cousin Austin. Austin fulfilled his end of the deal. And Mason, you've worked for me for many, many years. Am I a man of my word? And he said, yes. He says, so why is it you chose to defy my orders? And Mason just said, he's not saying, and Austin is just looking. And so Cyrus said, you know what, the pain that you felt when you got shot, the pain, it's gonna pale in comparison to the pain you're gonna feel as you are slowly dying because you disobeyed my, because if you ever, and he kind of still let Mason know, you ain't off the hook yet, right? And he made him repeat, I forget what he made him, because do you understand me? And he's like, yes, I understand. And Austin is kind of like, ooh, right? So Cyrus gets up and he tells Austin, he goes, see, now this whole mess is all cleared up. Now you know what my instructions were. Do you understand? And Austin was like, yes, I do. And he goes, okay. So Austin leaves the room and Cyrus slowly turns around and he looks at Mason. So we're going to see. I don't think he's going to kill him right then and there. But now he knows Mason has just opened up a whole can of just an avalanche of problems by what he did in attempting to kill Ava. So anyway, that pretty much is all that happened. Let's go to Comment Corner. Oh my goodness, we have 44 comments, everybody. 44. I'm going to start from the top down and let's see how far I get. but I can tell you with 44 comments, I'm not going to get to them all. Lisa says, I really hope Dante can talk Sasha into staying. He did awesome talking to her. If she leaves, it will be so sad. Selena rolled her eyes after Sonny threatened her. He should have made her give Brando's garage back and to Sasha and pay all the money that was taken from Gladys too. He is not the hardcore Sonny he used to be. Brooklyn would get Sasha to stay with those shares of deception. Okay, now here's the deal with Selena and Sonny and gambling. Remember, Sonny owns a casino. Those gambling debts were racked up by Gladys, right? Remember what Sonny used to have to do for Mike? Sonny had to pay his debts to whoever Mike owed because, see, there's still that code. Oh, and they knew Mike was his father, whoever Mike owed his gambling debts to, right? Sonny has to control his own family, right? And if he can't and they get into trouble, it's up to him to make good. It really is. It's up to him to put Sasha's money back. Because let's face it, Gladys can't. I can tell you right now, those that are losing money in Sonny's casino, he ain't paying whoever their bosses and families back. No, that's on you, right? So that's why he didn't demand Selena make any kind of monetary restitution, because that's not how that works. So yeah. And he don't want Brando's garage back, neither does Sasha. So anyway, Lisa says, Cyrus saying he wanted to make amends. My goodness, he is so full of it. He is such a freaking liar. He intentionally approached her to scare the snot out of her. And he loved doing it, talking about Portia. I know. Cyrus is making his rounds around town to scare them and let them know he is accessible to them at any time, which is true, that he can find you at anywhere. He can find wherever you at, I'm coming. And I'm just coming to say, hey, the Lord said for me, say hi. I love she gives it to Maxie. Well, I would love it if she gives it to the shares to Maxie with Sasha and Lucy. Lucy don't deserve nothing from me. Hopefully it keeps Sasha from leaving. Gladys didn't sell Brando's garage to Selena. She gave it to cover her debt. Yes, she did. It covered it, and then she had some extra that Miss Wu gave her credit. See, instead of the extra, Gladys putting it back in Sasha's bank account, she just lost the extra in card games as well. Linda says, I just saw Michael with Sonny. He doesn't have the heart. He doesn't want to hurt Sonny. Michael loves Sonny enough not to hurt him in that way. Sonny really believes Nina is good for him, when in reality she is not. Everything Martin said about Nina is true. So let the lie build up until it explodes in Nina's face. It's going to be a big explosion too. Hello there says, it was great to see Matt, Kevin, and Scott all in one scene. Nice to see the vets together again, even if just to talk. There's something comforting about seeing their faces after all these years. Cyrus has some nerve walking around town the way he does, and definitely has an agenda. But he's supposed to be so feeble, right? You would think he'd be being pushed around in a wheelchair. Let's be real. Eduardo says, I think Selena got away with a little too much, but a warning. With little much, but a warning. Can't wait for what's due to come to her. And then Eduardo said, correction, the gift to Sam was an autographed softball by the USA girls team. But your humorous side bits makes up for the little boo-boo there. LOL, great job. Thank you, Eduardo. because I definitely said, I don't know what woman's softball. I don't know what I said. What I said sounded good at the time. No, but thank you for clearing that up. I am says, I'm confused. I thought Maxie was a partner. Maxie was a partner. No, here's the deal. Lucy owned Deception. When they decided to take Deception public, they all got stock shares. That's how Maxie and Sasha became major shareholders. And then remember, Miss Wu was coming around snatching up. I'm surprised she didn't rear her ugly head against Tracy because Miss Wu owns large chunks of stock. Yeah, but you know what? Just because you own the stock doesn't mean you could control the sale of a company. Miss Wu just owns stock, large amounts of it. I am says, no, I already said that. Did Michael negotiate? Didn't Michael negotiate Sasha's deal with Deception as a partner, as a major shareholder, and Valentine a silent partner? Why wasn't the difficult conversation take place with them? If Sasha is a partner, why not introduce the handoff from face of Deception, OG, to Blaze, the new face of Deception? I don't know that Sasha really want to be the face of Deception, really. Not after everything she's gone through. Sabrina says, hi, recap lady. Cyrus is crazy. I think he and Miss Wu are in business together. She wants the Savoy. And I think Cyrus is going around harassing Curtis's family until it is sold to her. He sells it to her. Cyrus reminded her Laura was her brother. Yeah, told Portia that. Let's see if she's going to do the same, have some of the same smoke for her as she will for Spencer, when it dawns on her that Cyrus is Spencer's nephew. No, Spencer is Cyrus's nephew. Regarding BOQ, I agree. She should give Maxie controlling interest in Deception. I also agree with Tracy about Sasha still being the face of Deception. Tracy only wanted Lucy's 1% of EOQ stock. She couldn't care less about the company. I also think Tracy knows exactly what BOQ is going to do with the stock if she gives the company to her. But it would be fun if Lucy took over the company. Oh, and you know what? Yeah, let me talk about that. It is publicly traded now. So the pieces of stock also represent voting rights that Sasha, Maxie, and Lucy have. Because remember when Deception was in trouble and they wanted to forego salary, they needed Gladys to speak on Sasha's behalf to okay that. So they do have the power to make those decisions. Sandy says Sonny needs to deal with Cyrus now before he gets started with his dirty deeds. IM says Lois will want to run the company. It gives Brooklyn something to fall back on. IM says Cyrus has no social skills, can't read the room. Wait until Curtis hears. He'll be walking soon. I know, huh? General Hospital, still dropping the ball with the Cyrus release. Why hasn't Sasha been called? Why hasn't Sonny told Dante? Why didn't Sonny give Sasha a bodyguard as soon as he heard Cyrus was released? I know. Cyrus could have left. No, Sasha could have left and hired a company team to pack. But remember, Sasha doesn't have a whole lot of money for that. That's very expensive to have movers come pack stuff for you too. The old writers are back. I believe it because the show is going back into doldom. Hi, Daily Recap lady. Cyrus is crazy. I think that Cyrus and Miss Wu are in business together. They want the Savoy. I think they are harassing Curtis's family, knowing that he can't do anything about it. He mentioned the fact that Laura was his sister. Let's see if she gives smoke to her. Oh, I think I already read that part. Like she does Spencer's nephew. And then Richard says, another great review, Daily Recap lady. It was Frank by Carly's side when she sat at the table of the five families. I'm not a Carly fan, but she was on point that day. And then Karen says, I thought it was Jason. And LaShawn says, Sonny, better not trust Miss Wu. Gladys didn't sell her Brando's garage. She signed it over. She wasn't supposed to target family, which is true. Selena teamed up with Cyrus. It's a takeover. It was funny. It was so funny. Sonny called her the devil. Jason was with Carly. Look how he intimidated everyone. Now let's do the whole Carly. Remember I said who was with Carly? I haven't got to the comment, but the comment is there. Brando was with Carly. It was Brando and Frank, the bodyguard. But Brando definitely stepped up for Carly. And remember, Sasha did not want Brando working for Sonny. And remember how Brando would do certain little jobs and everything for Sonny. And Brando stepped up for Carly that day because Jason was on the run. Remember how Jason, he was supposed to go to jail, and I forget what for. Jason was supposed to go to jail. Carly planned a jailbreak. Britt had something to do with it. And Cameron, they thought Cameron shot Jason, but it ended up turning out Cameron was not the one that shot Jason. But remember, Jason runs back into this is how the flip up or the mess up happened. When Jason realized that Britt wasn't there, Jason ran back into the hospital to find Britt, and that's where Cyrus had his men ready to inject her with that drug to give her an overdose. So Jason saves Britt, and now they're both running out the hospital, and that's how Jason gets shot, and Britt ends up having to go on the run with Jason. Jason absolutely was not with Carly at that meeting because if Jason were around, Carly would not have had to step up. Jason would have taken over the operation. Period. LaShawn, NK Rose says, I want Spencer not to be related to Ace at all. P. Merle says, me too. I'm sick of Esme. The Sun said Sydney was there when the scene was filmed. Cyrus had come to Portia's. Who's Sydney? Cyrus had come to Portia's house and had threatened to kill Trina, and he shot Curtis. Yes, he did. Then user blah 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 YouTube handle says no DNA test was ever was not done. Anyone could be Ace's dad. That is so true. That's gonna come out. Ace is probably not even gonna be a Cassadine. Good. Let's hope not. Richard says facts. D'Angelo says, hi, recap lady. Soap Dirt this fall sweeps starts on the 26th of October in 2 days. Excellent. Through November 26th. So hopefully Cliffhanger Friday starts the sweeps with a bang. I hope so. Hi, Daily Recap Lady. It was Brando that was with Carly when she sat in Sunny's seat. Yes, it was Brando. Because Brando actually liked that mob life. And Lois was definitely trying to get him in it because remember, Brando was with Cyrus for a minute. But really, he was with Cyrus because Sonny wouldn't let him in. I forget how he kind of got with Cyrus for now. Richard says, no, Jason wasn't at the meeting. He was on the run with Britt at that time. But Carly did hold her own at that meeting. And then Linda said to Richard, okay, Jason was on the run, but who is Frank? The executive producer, question mark. And Richard says, no, Frank is one of Sonny's bodyguards. DC Talk says, Frank was by her side. P. Merle says, did Dante and Cody hang out before the show? Is it me or did they both look a little crazy today? Their scene was so boring, I fast forwarded the whole thing. Wow, Dex has got a little swag. Tired of being portrayed as a wankster. I am more than a little impressed. Now, if he could just honor the code of silence. I know. Donkey says nope, Jason was not with Carly. P. Merle says, nope, he was not with Carly at the meeting with the 5 breaks. 5 families. His planned jailbreak had complications. Yeah, because he ran back into the hospital. He got shot, parenthesis Cam, but then we found out it wasn't Cam. And that's when him and Britt went on the run. Carly handled it. LaShans said, Sam McCall has new furniture in her penthouse. I like dark blue colors more better. You know what? I didn't even notice Sam's apartment. Maybe next time they show her, I will take a look. All I know is that penthouse now has a family room. Wow. Donkey says, autographed softball. Yes. Sam plays softball. Yes, she does. Ron says, now Portia has a reason to get rid of Spencer. She knows Cyrus is his uncle, and Miss Better watch out for Sonny on the warpath, and let me see, and anything getting in the way is in trouble. I don't quite understand that. Carly took Cyrus out of the 5 families meetings. She wiped the floor with him. Yeah, he was trying to muscle in. Nope, Jason was not with her. Richard says facts. We need Jason back. And then Sheila says, no, please don't let Spencer be Baby Ace's father. I don't want that either. Sheila says the new writers should be allowed to continue the storylines they started. They were the best. Yes, they were. Sandy says the new writers did a much better job. You know what, old writers, you really need to hear that. They did. That show was exciting and it moved. I loved it. Sheila says, as payback for continuing to allow Gladys to take advantage of Sasha, Selena should repay the money. Nah, not in good faith. Nope. She just apologized. I should have told you. Sorry. Shouldn't have let her in my games. LaShunta says, I see she didn't say Gladys owed her either, because Gladys still owes her a lot of money. And I'm fully expecting Gladys to turn up dead. And they'll think Sonny did it, but it was really Selena had it done. DB says, I was thinking some of the stuff was sweepstake worthy. And then Linda says, Michael is going to blackmail Nina, and this secret, and the secret, keep it from Willow, what? And will probably put friction between Michael and Willow's marriage. It also has to cost a high cost when a secret is kept. I don't think Carly would react harshly if she finds out that it was Nina, because I think Carly has moved beyond Nina and Carly is living her life. I think Carly will say something like, only Nina would do something low down like that, but I did it. I did do it. It was wrong. And Drew, he shouldn't have paid for my mistakes. Carly is not the same person as 10 to 20 years ago. That's true, but no, Carly's going to go crazy on Nina. She'll blow up. She'll say, this man went and saved your daughter. I mean, brought Liesl back to save your daughter. And this is what you could do? All because of your petty jealousy. You already had Sonny. There was no reason for you to do this. LaShunta says, ridiculous. The truth needs to come out. I think about Carly, Drew, and Ned. I am says Carly is far from getting her revenge. Drew was beaten nearly to death. I see pure fear heading Nina's way. She is a coward, passive aggressive, and she knows her relationship with Sonny is built on jealousy, not love. I am says Nina is truly Madeline's daughter, and Nancy says to I am, no, her mother was evil. Nina's nothing like her mother. So I got through all those comments. Wow. That's Comment Corner, everyone, for GH today. I will be back tomorrow for another daily recap of General Hospital.